Okay, so we started managed recovery on this physical standby, and the alert log of the physical standby tells us that it's waiting for thread 5. Now, a big part of Dataguard is Oracle Net, which is the protocol, the Oracle network protocol, which lies above your server network protocol, which in this case and commonly is TCP/IP. Okay, and you need to make sure that your listener.aura and your TNS names.aura files are configured properly, i.e. that they both know about each other. So you want to make sure that the listener is started across the board on your primary and your standby databases. Now, I already configured my TNS names and my listener name and my listener file. So you just want to make sure that on a primary, if you do a TNS name, TNS ping finance 2, which is your standby, that you get a response, which we do okay, 20 milliseconds. And you want to make sure that from your standby, if you do a TNS ping finance, that you get a response, which you do okay, 20 milliseconds. So we know that we can communicate, these two databases can communicate. Now, and there's nothing really special to configure. I mean, at this level anyway, and what we're doing Dataguard, we'll talk about more advanced stuff in other videos. So tune into those. But there's nothing really special with the Oracle Net configuration, i.e. TNS names, SQL Net, and Aura, and listener.aura when it comes to Dataguard for limited functionality or basic functionality anyway. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's restart our finance database. And it's okay, you're perfectly safe to do so. So we'll do select name from the $ database, and finance, we'll do shutdown immediate to shut it down gracefully. This is our primary database, mind you. Closed, dismounted, instance shut down, and we type in startup to start it back up. So we're going to no mount, and open it. And again, this is our primary. So instance started, database mounted. And database open. Okay, so now we're going to go to the alert log of our primary database. I keep doing that. Okay, we're only interested in the last few messages here. Okay, and we'll see some interesting messages here. We will see if I can find what I'm looking for here. Oh, here we go. On our primary database, we will see it say starting up Oracle RDBMS version blah blah blah. Okay, and then we'll see all the parameters we have set. Okay. Then we'll see all the background processes, the shadow server processes starting, which are threads in Windows for the Oracle exe process. And the Dataguard specific stuff we want to look for, let me see here, log writer, startup mount, open process, archiver started. Oh, here we go. We see becoming the heartbeat arc. 2 becoming the heartbeat arc. Okay, and I talk about that. Here it is, becoming the heartbeat arc, and I talk about that in more advanced Dataguard videos. Okay, this shows us the Dataguard is functional, and it says setting log writer setting active archival for destination log archive 2. So we know that our Dataguard is ready to go and is configured. Okay. If Dataguard wasn't working, you'd see authentication errors, or you see other Dataguard standby database errors. All right. So we know our standby database is waiting for thread number thread number 5 and 6, which it got. Okay, so let's go here. You see, we're at thread number 6 here. Go to finance, log into finance, do a archive log list. You see our current one is 6. Do an alter system archive log current. On the primary. Okay, current one is 7 on the primary. Finance 2, archive logs, there it is, 7. We got 7. Okay, and if you go back, if you look at the archive log destination of the primary, finance, you will see that he currently has 6 and the current one is 7. So the secondary will always be, the backup will always be 1 ahead of the primary. Okay, only because he's starting to write to him. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's do another archive log switch on the primary. Alter system archive log current. Archive log list. His current is now 8. And if we look in our primary archive logs, we will see that he's now 7. When we look in archive logs 2 directory, we will see that he's 8. Let's do it one more time. Finance, we do another archive log current, another switch. Archive log list, the current one is 9 for the primary, which means that the primary should be at 8, which it is, and our backup should be at 9. Which it is. Okay, so every time we switch here, we get an archive log here. And if we were to go to our our alert log of our standby database, we will see in transit, we will see waiting for 7 in transit, archive log. So it starts the 7. That's why it says in transit. It starts it, so it waits for it. That's why you always see one ahead of the other. So it says sequence 7 in transit. That's why you always see that the standby always has one archive log sequence. It's one higher than the primary. Okay, see, type is physical standby, and we see let me see here. It says sequence 7 in transit, and here it is. It received 7. Okay, now it says 8 in transit. It received 8. Okay, it's pretty cool stuff, huh? And if we check out our primary, oops, I don't want to do that. It's our primary database alert log. Okay, we will see some advancements here as well. Okay, so let's go over to our primary and let's do a test. SQL Plus, that says DBA. Let's create a table called, let's make sure there's no table called new table, which does not exist. So let's go ahead and let's create table, new underscore table, a default heap table. And we'll create one column called data var 20. Describe new underscore table, select asterisk from new underscore table. Now we're going to insert into new underscore table values, and we're going to say data from, and we're going to put 3 rows in it, from primary. Commit, select asterisk from new underscore table. So the new underscore table in our primary database has 3 rows of data from primary. Okay, and we committed it. And again, ensure we're connected to primary, which we are, finance. So go ahead and do alter system archive first do archive log list, alter system archive log current, like so. We're currently at 10, which means that the primary should be at 9. Oops, database or data finance. And those changes we just made, a new table and those 3 rows, data from primary, should be in that log that we just sent. So archive logs is at 9, and finance 2, archive logs is at 10. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to log into finance 2. Okay. Okay, and what we do is we log into the standby database. Now, and this is for if you want to see the data that's occurring on the standby, that's being applied to the standby database. You type in select open underscore mode from $$ database, and we will see we're currently in a mounted state. You can select database underscore role from $$ database, and you will see that we're the physical standby. Okay, so go ahead to stop the managed recovery on the physical standby. Let's say we just want to look at we want to make sure that our changes are being applied. We can type in a file. We want to see what the last change was that was applied to the database. We can temporarily stop the application process on the primary standby. On the physical standby by typing the following: recover manage standby database, and we add the cancel clause. So it's recover manage standby database cancel, like so. Give it a couple seconds to clean up. Media recovery complete. So recover manage standby database cancel. Now we type in alter database open. Now when you open it this way, it's a standby. Watch what happens. Select open underscore mode from $$ database. Even though we did an alter database open, which from a mounted state, which on a regular database should put it to read write mode, which means it's open read write, it only opened it read. It opens it read only. So when you're in, as long as you're connected to a standby database, a physical standby database, the database by default will open read write to protect you. Okay, so describe new underscore table. Oh, there it is. Select asterisk from new underscore table for data from primary. And you are indeed connected to the Finance 2 database. It's the same name because it's the same database, basically, a copy of it. And the archive logs applied data from primary to the standby